Welcome back to the Super Smash Project number 125. We are going to continue with Ganbare Goemon Gaiden and hopefully finish it by the end of the stream. So let us continue. Yeah, we should be probably pretty good by the end. Okay, so we are down here. Oh, that's right. I gotta go. So first things first, let us go north. Because there's this passage here. Most of it is fairly straightforward, but there are some treasures here and there. Pretty sure. Let us go here first. So I am pretty excited to get done with Ganbare Goemon Gaiden and move on. So last stream was super long, and I generally don't really like doing that. To be honest, like if I had a choice between like a longer stream and a shorter stream, I'd probably go with the shorter stream to be frank. Yeah, I'm not like apparently other streamers stream like 8 hours at a time. I would say I'm not really quite like that. I like to pace things out a little bit. But yeah, today we are going to... So right now, the region of Japan we're currently in is Tohoku. And we are gonna be going on to Hokkaido. So there's a little bit of stuff in Hokkaido. Hokkaido itself is like a gorgeous island. I have heard that apparently most of current day Japan's forests are kind of artificial in the sense that a lot of the trees were planted post World War II. A lot of the forests were destroyed in World War II, and more forests were destroyed when rebuilding Japan. So Hokkaido is the exception, where Hokkaido did not really face as much in terms of destruction as come on, not okay, good. Not Koban. I want Koban to live. Didn't really face as much destruction as the rest of Japan, so it pretty much stayed intact how it was. So let's give him some items, I guess. Let's see. Let's give him some sushi. Let's give him some more sushi. Let's give Yai some sushi as well. Okay, awesome. Much better than the Kaboom enemies in, the previous castle we were in. Hold on, where are we? Oh, yeah. Okay, I see where we are. Ouch. Ouch. In my personal life, though, I think I'm going to be pretty ultra focused on. So while I like to, sometimes I do play on emulation, but no matter what, I still like to have like physical copies of things. Unfortunately, I think I'm going to have to super prioritize because yeah, I need to focus on getting like the physical games that I'm actually going to play on stream. So that's, kind of in my personal life, so I remember these kind of dull things. Kind of remind me of the Japanese luck things, that they put on like bookshelves and whatnot. I don't know what they're called. I think I remember the name, but I forgot it. So also today, for a presentation in film, I did get to witness somebody who had quite a bit of a nervous stutter. Which, I kind of do too, in a way. Like, I stutter, I feel like I stutter all the time. But this one was like constant, unable to, kind of get words across, and it's unfortunate. I just find it interesting that, that is a thing for people. So let's again. Actually, you know what? No, I'll save that for now. Okay. Found bandana. It's kind of useless though. Junk man. Okay, not very powerful. I am curious where everybody lives. I grew up here in California. I've lived here for 27 years, and I always get kind of sad around Christmas time because it never snows. It just does not snow here. So, I would always be seeing, like, it kind of starting to snow around the Thanksgiving Day parade in New York City, and then it's just here, it's just, kind of chilly. That's about it. It rains, here, though. It more recently, especially, it's gotten to, rain a lot more frequently. Which is actually a good thing. Because I remember in the 2010s how California was synonymous with the word drought. And that's in general, no matter the era, that is kind of a common California thing. However, it became like super prominent in the 2010s. And it just kind of ended a bit with the 2020s, starting with that thunderstorm that created a huge fire, or created multiple fires that then combined with the marine layer that those in San Fran tend to call Carl. That's the morning fog, Carl. And so Carl was orange that day. That morning. Actually, that day. It was a whole day thing. It was kind of freaky, actually, because I remember getting out of bed. Actually, technically, I think at that point in time, I didn't really sleep a whole lot. I pretty much stayed up all night. But I remember getting up, and the house was completely dark, and I would get outside in the backyard. I look up at the sky and how orange it was, and not a single bird was chirping that morning. I think a lot of the animals around here were kind of confused what time of day it was. Like, you know, it was probably daytime, but it kind of looked more like nighttime, and it was just quiet. An eerie silence other than the cloud that was up above. It's empty. Okay, for this, I'm actually gonna run. I don't want to deal with these guys. Oh, no. Fortunately, can't run here. Okay. That, I will attack that. That, I will actually use... I'll use that on Koan. Of course, that, and that. Don't die, Koban. Okay. Okay, let's not bother using the... Seal that. So the map did not show the stairs were there, so we're gonna have to... Let's see. So it looks like Koban is kind of the glass cannon for this one, because Koban is the one that keeps getting attacked, apparently. Well, yeah, it, like, barely gets attacked. Yeah, Koban Neko is our Anna for this one. Okay, go on those up. Okay, we gotta heal Kobaneko. Okay, so now we are on the north side. This is very much the northern north of Honshu. Kappa. Which are very well-known Japanese mythological creatures. I think I remember there's something about them absolutely loving cucumbers. And also something about them eating butts or something like that. It's some weird shit like that. They're in like their influence is basically everywhere in Japanese media. So I'm kind of curious, because I remember some time ago having a discussion with my sister. There's this one, there's one Blockbuster I remember going to a lot, and then I swear that there was a Blockbuster pretty close to it. My sister swears there was a Hollywood Video. I do remember there's one room which was dedicated to games. It was kind of a dark room with, you know, a bunch of, you know, different kiosks. I remember them showing off, hold on, where are we? Okay. Showing off, WarioWare Mega Party games on the GameCube. And, so yeah, I remember that being a kind of nostalgic time. I remember seeing my friend from kindergarten while we were at over there. But yeah, you know, my sister suggests that it's a Hollywood Video. I think it's still a Blockbuster. I'm kind of curious what everybody's movie rental store of choice was back in the day. I know for certain that people who were born in the mid to late 2000s probably don't really remember Blockbuster or Hollywood Video. But me, who was actually born in 1997, I remember particularly Blockbuster pretty vividly, and I remember which games I'd always rent. That being like Sonic Heroes, Tak. It was mostly that. I also have some nostalgia for the old Best Buy. That's where we got our Super Smash Bros. Melee from. That's also where I got Disney's Extreme Skate Adventure. which is actually a kind of fun time. To be honest, I probably would have gotten a Tony Hawk game, but I think at the time I was thinking, oh, you know, this is quote-unquote age-appropriate for me. Still a fun game. Still a fun time, to be honest. You know, I'd play that a lot back in the day. Okay, here we are, Donpachi. Okay, what do you have to say? This is Donpachi. Yes, it is. Okay. Tomizo is the world's best firework maker. Okay, before we do anything, let us heal up. 150, we have 23,000, so it's fine. Yaya sleeps with Kitty. And now they are very much sleeping together in the same futon. Okay. So it goes here. Tomozo's in a bad mood since his son left. Okay, that must be where Tomozo resides. Yanosuke went to Hagure, where people like Goemon live. Oh, you're Goemon? Have you seen him? I don't know. I want to go to Hagure too. This must be, yep, this is the firework maker. Let's talk to you, dude. No, no! I don't have time for you people. Okay. But some of these people have given me hints as to where to go next. Okay, first off, what's in the armor shop? What'll it be? Let's see, well, I don't think I have the money for that. I don't even know what that is, to be honest. This might be the high leg suit that the guy mentions. But anyway, we don't have money for any of that, and honestly, I don't think there's really much of a point into getting any of that, so yeah. Okay, I think that's the end of village over there. There is a weapon shop over there, though. Northerners look iffy. This like a northern place? Will be. Okay, let's see. There's Koban gun and then the Mach gun. I don't think either of these are particularly worth it. Because, like, yeah, I think we have had plenty of opportunities to get them in the past. If we don't have them, then it's because we have a better weapon. Okay, so there's really not much to do here, I don't think. Maybe talk to this person? No, we already have. Okay. So looks like we're going back to Hagure. So normally I would warp, but since there are a couple of treasures that we missed, unfortunately we are going back in the cave. Okay, let us actually heal Koban and then save. Okay, back in here, we are going on a different floor. So I don't know too much to talk about, really. I can't stop thinking about going on to 1991, which is when the Super Nintendo comes into play. Because I'm not like super big on the NES in general. I think, you know, great for the time, but very janky, I guess you could say. Super Nintendo, though, I think is generally like when they perfected 2D. So there aren't very many games, you know, from the NES to the Super Nintendo that I think are better on the NES. There might be a few, maybe? But really all I can think about is like, Kirby, I guess, but even that is like super subjective. Oh, nope, not what I meant to do. Not what I meant to do! I meant to heal. There we go. These guys take forever. I will say the early darkness does make me a little bit tired. Because, this, you know, this is the most available streaming time I have, and it's just, you know, I like to stream on Wednesdays and Thursdays to keep it, Fridays, excuse me, to keep it consistent. But doing so, you know, I have to stream after class, and so, on Friday, my classes end about an hour before, before the stream, but at the same time, like, it takes at least a half an hour to drive back because of traffic, and then, on Wednesdays, it's a little bit better, because it's, class ends closer to 2 hours before stream. or maybe an hour and a half actually. And at the time they go home, there isn't really much traffic. Here, there's like a whole hellscape of traffic. That's what makes living here sucky. Oh, no. What am I meant to do? Heal. Okay, now let us check some of the other stuff we didn't get to yet. First, there are these guys. Attack first, that's good. Oh, let's get rid of the tumblers first. Tumblers really damage Kobaneko. Found sushi. So, personally for me, sometimes I think someone might hear me mumble a little bit. A big part of that, just, me being me, is that there are certain things that, there's certain moments in life that just kind of bother me. Like, either they're embarrassing moments, or like, you're second guessing something or whatnot. And, they just kind of bother me a bit. And they bothered me actually for a long time. This is unfortunate. Probably bothered me for a long time because I have a pretty decent long-term memory. Fortunately or unfortunately, I remember there's a woman at school, like a school psychologist or something. I don't know. I was doing, tests in relation to the brain, like IQ tests and whatnot. And I remember, so there are two takeaways from that, which was overall IQ was average. Not too high, not too low. Just kind of not that matters really, because IQ is not really an indication of intelligence. It's more of an indication of, do you know stuff? But so more recently, I think certain groups have tried to make IQ tests better, and so they would kind of split the IQ tests a little bit. Fuck. I hate these shits. So it would be like linguistic IQ and like a bunch of other stuff. The reason I mentioned linguistic IQ is because, well, average in most things, but linguistic IQ was high. The other point was, in terms of memory, in terms of long-term memory, in particular, it was within the 95th percentile, which is to say that as far as long-term memory goes, at the very least, I tend to have longer memories than 95% of people. And it actually kind of sucks, because the thing is, it's cool having, pretty long-term memory, but like, I don't know if I would say I can't control my emotions, because I very much can, and I do. But I don't think I really do so in the same way as other people. My emotions are quite strong. I feel it a lot. I feel it, big time. And so, as such, things from years and years ago can bother me to a pretty good extent. Even if none of that shit really even matters, they still bother me. They've bothered me for a while. I think the moments... I would like to say I think the moments that began to bother me starting 4th grade. I think it was before that. I think it was forever. But, as time goes on and more things kind of bother me in that way, it becomes, you know, kind of, I guess you could say, harder and harder to handle all that. And I've kind of begun doing other things that kind of help me with that. Sometimes, you know, I kind of make faces, shake my head, do strange movements, talk to myself, just a bunch of different stuff to basically make me calm down. I would be like 90-year-old grandpa in like a retirement home, and and I would still feel the same way during certain moments when I was 10. So, oh man, thank God for that. Okay. So actually, what we might want to do, let's see. Let's warp to Hagure. Okay. And first things first, let us get our friend back. Okay, there we go. Okay, awesome. Nope. Okay, what else do we want to do? Could probably sell a bunch of stuff, to be honest. Definitely sell the bandana, excuse me. As for the magic armor, I think so as well. Yeah. Let's see if there's anything else. Rainbow, let's see. Yeah, we should already have that. I don't think there's really anything else. If there is, it's kind of whatever. Okay, let's heal up, and then we have to meet somebody in town. Okay, so we have to check out the third house from left. 1, 2, 3, there it is. I'm Yanosuke. Eh? Come home. I don't want to make fireworks. I want a job that I can enjoy. But Yunosuke... Big problem. The Gadget Gang are trying to steal Tomizo's dynamite. That is a big problem. Please, take me with you. Okay, come on. Okay. So, we might be able to just warp. Maybe. I'm hoping.